So how did I learn how to swim? That I remember very well. I remember as a kid, I was about, I say 7 or 8 years old, and I was with my parents and my uncles and my grandfather down at the beach. This was in Oahu, down by Sandy Beach. Anyway, my dad was looking for me, and he seen me on the shoreline by the rocks, and as soon as he seen me, I immediately knew what he was gonna do, and I started running from him. But he went and got me. He grabbed me, and he took me to the edge of the rocks, and he threw me in. He threw me in the ocean. I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I knew how to swim, but there was time to find out. Old school style. My dad grabbed me and just threw me in the water. It was either two things, swim or drown. And I'm sure he's not gonna let me drown, but that's the way he'll put it. Old school style. Grab me and throw me in the water and see what happens. Of course, they're watching me, make sure that I don't drown, but that's how I learned how to swim. I definitely remember that. Yes, I was just thrown in the ocean, and fend for yourself, kid. Fend for yourself, boy. I did. I managed to keep my head above the water. And that was my first introduction that I can remember to swimming in the ocean. Just being thrown in the water. I'm glad it all worked out. But yes, my introduction to swimming was grabbing me and tossing me in the water. So that's how I learned how to swim. So, have you ever wondered, how long can I hold my breath, or how deep can I dive? I'm gonna tell you right now, I cannot hold my breath for very long. Maybe on the average dive that I do, anywhere between 45 seconds and a minute, maybe a minute 15 tops. Now the deepest I dive is, I won't go past 40 feet maximum, about 30 to 35 feet. Why? Because 99% of the time when I go out there diving, I dive alone. You should never ever dive alone, but that's how I am. I have no one to go with, so I go out alone. If not, then I won't be able to get the video that I do get. So I always dive alone. I know that you shouldn't do it, but I need the footage, so that's what I do. Anyway, so when I'm diving alone, I never ever push myself. I never push the limits, because when you push the limits, that's where you're gonna get into trouble. You're gonna have you increase the chances of getting a shallow water blackout. That's when you pass out on the water from pushing it too hard, pushing the limits of your breath holding capabilities. And I don't push my limits because I'm by myself and I know that. So I stay within my comfort zone, and my comfort zone is anywhere between 45 seconds and a minute 15 tops. And I keep it to about 35 feet, 35 feet. I won't go deeper than that, because beyond that for me is pushing my limits. And when, like I said, you push the limits, that's where mistakes start to happen. And even the best divers, the best athletes in the world, they run into trouble because a lot of the times they push their limits, and I don't want to go there. I'm not going to push my limits because, like I said, I'm by myself out there, so I don't push the limits. So I keep it short. I go up and down a lot, but I keep it short because I don't want to push the limits of my breath holding capabilities, and I don't want to have a shallow water blackout. When you have a shallow water blackout, when you're diving alone, that's it. You're done. No second chances. You're done. So I don't even want to get near there. So that's why I don't hold my breath for very long, and I don't dive very deep for that very reason. Self-preservation. Anyway, you do the best that you can do with what you have, and what I have is, you know, my ability to be smart about it. Maybe going alone is not the smartest thing to do, but that's all I have, so that's what I use. So yeah, there you go. 45 seconds to about a minute 15 tops. That's how long I usually stay under, and I don't go past, I say about 35 feet, my maximum. So anywhere between 25 and 35 feet is my comfort zone, and I stay within the limit, that depth. So there you go, that's it. If you didn't know that, well, now you do.